Well, hello, and thanks for joining us today as we share our Back to Basics C Portal IQ. Now, joining me on the call are our Quillo team members, Kisa Dickerson. Now, Kisa is our video producer extraordinaire. We also have Rebecca Scherpoltz with us, and she's our Chief Content Officer. Also, I would probably say that she's the queen of all things content for our team. And of course, myself, Sue Gordon, Chief Operating Officer. Now, during this video, we're going to be exploring some of the important features that are found on the portal, as well as sharing some of the best practices and resources to really successfully launch and keep the momentum going with Quillo in your organizations. As a customer administrator or a content manager, you have a key role with Quillo because you have access to this back end which is called the portal. The portal is where you manage users and consumers, upload and schedule videos, and really do control what takes place on the Quillo app for your organization. Now, to help you get familiar with the features, we've really pulled together some of the most frequently asked questions, and we'll use those questions to test your knowledge. I will ask the question, give you a few seconds to think about the response, and then provide the correct answer. When the answer corresponds to one of the menu items in the portal, we're going to demonstrate that for you. So let's get started. The first question is, now, where do I go on the portal to upload the organization's logo? So think about that for a second. You've got those menu items there to the left. Where would you go? Hopefully you got it right. You would go to that Settings tab. So you click on Settings, and here is where on the left column area, you can upload your logo. So you've got your logo saved on your file, you choose your file, you upload the logo. Excellent. Okay. And then at the bottom, you can actually also identify the appropriate colors, because this will give you, again, the color scheme for your logo. So don't hesitate to play around with that a little bit, because you want to get the correct colors for your particular logo. And then don't forget, save your changes, because that will upload it for you. Now, when users in your organization actually get on the app, what they're going to see is your organization's logo. Pretty simple. Great. All right. Question number 2. And this is a more general question. How many users can I upload? Think about that for a second. Can you upload 1,000, 10,000, 100,000? Well, actually, the correct answer is as many as you want. So when you go to the Users tab, here's where you would upload your users. Now, when you upload users, you can do it 2 ways. You can add a single user by just clicking on the new user green button, or you can import a number of users. So say you are uploading 100 users. Perhaps you have an HR file that you can copy and paste into it, just simply the names as well as the email addresses for each of the users you want to upload. So that's where you do that. So my next question is, how do I know if a user has logged in? So once again, you're going to be in the Users tab. How would you know if someone has logged in? You're right. If you look on, again, the screen, you'll see a column that says last login. And in this particular area, you'll see the date when that person logged in. And you do see someone has never logged in. So this gives you the opportunity to actually look at this particular section, look at the users who have not logged in, and maybe just give them a friendly reminder. So that's how simple it is to find when a user has not logged in. Another frequent question that I get asked is, what happens when a user leaves the organization? What do I do? Well, if you've got a user who has now logged in, and I'm going to give you the example. what you will do is you will go to the Actions button. So I'm going to demonstrate this by looking at Suzanne demo. And Suzanne, she's left the organization. So I click on the Actions button, which is actually a little pencil icon. I simply go over to the screen and I click on the account status. I change that from green, slide it over. It changed from active to inactive. And then I can select the reason why the individual actually left the organization. So this way, you can actually start to look at some data to see why are people leaving the organization. And again, don't forget, save those changes. Once I save the change, what you're going to notice is I'm no longer in the active users tab area. So then the next question is, that user now comes back to the organization. What do I do? Once again, you're going to be in the users section, just like we are now. And you're actually going to click over and see, was this person ever on Quillo before? So you go over to the Deactivated Users tab. Click on that, and there she is. Suzanne Demo just came back to the organization, and I want to reactivate her. So once again, very simply, go back in, click on the pencil icon, slide over the account status button to active, and save the change. Now, when you'll see there's nobody left in the deactivated users. However, if you go to the active users, that individual's back under that particular tab. Now, what you will have to do in order to make sure that she can get signed back up for Quillo is you will have to copy and paste her email address and send that back to her too, and we'll show you a little later on how to do that. Great. So let's talk a little bit about the consumers. These are the clients that you're serving. Again, just a general question that I often get is how many consumers can I upload? So if you go to the Consumers tab, again, here's where you would upload your consumers, and the answer to that question is as many as you want. There is no limit to the number of consumers that you can upload. Now, just like the users, you would do the same thing in terms of adding individually each person or import a number of individuals. Let's look at question number 7. Where do I upload the creative videos my organization produces? Where would you do that in the portal? Again, I gave you a hint because I said creative videos. So you go to the video tab, click on it, and here's where you upload the video. So you can see it is pretty user-friendly. The words correspond with exactly how we're talking. I want to upload a video. So I click on the upload video. Once again, I go over to where I'm going to drop my files, and I would then find my file. Now you can see as you click on your files, wherever they are, you want to go ahead and find your particular video. And you can start to see how that starts to process. Now there's actually 2 things that have to happen. One is the video will upload just like it's showing you there, but then there's a little bit longer encoding process. So it won't automatically save until that encoding process is over. And that encoding process will take approximately 5 to 10 minutes. Now, you can then go to the areas where you need to fill out the title, the author, and the description. On the description piece, you can also add links. So that's an important feature to know, because if you're, again, needing to maybe reinforce the message that you're talking about on the video and it's longer than a minute, you may want to add links so that people can go out and maybe reference another document or refer to, again, a policy or procedure. If again, it's again, your orientation video. So then, continue, finish with the caregiving specialties, identify again how you want that to be distributed among those individuals in your organization, and you add some tags. The tag feature is really the search words that someone would go into the app and they would search for that particular video. So you want to make sure that you're identifying the words that a person who's wants to watch that particular video might search for. So think about what that individual would put in order to search. And then the last thing you do is you go to the drop down here and you identify which category it would go into. And that can be learn together, a shared experience, or take a moment. And of course, don't forget, always save your video. Great. Okay. So the next question. Where do I go to share a video with Quillo? So your team has done a great job of creating a video that has kind of a universal message to it. And it's getting a lot of rave reviews in your own organization. So you think, maybe the rest of Quillo across the country would like to see this particular video. So if you want to share a video with Quillo, again, you'll see a tab that says right at the top here, Share Videos with Quillo. You simply click on that tab, and here you choose the video you'd like to share with us. You select the video, and of course this will be from your library. You can add a few comments. And once you're done with your comments, you simply hit Submit. Now, of course, you're probably wondering, where does that go? Well, what takes place is that that video is now being shared with our Chief Content Officer, Rebecca. And here at the bottom of this particular page, you can actually see the videos that you've shared and what the status is. Once Rebecca receives that information, she will respond back and let you know if she identifies that this is a video that Quillo, yes, indeed, wants to put out on our library. We really appreciate those that share videos. So if you have a universal message that you would like to share with us, go ahead and click on the Share Videos with Quillo tab and send us your videos. We would love to hear from you. Great. All right, well, we're up to question number 9 already. And question number 9 is, who can schedule a daily focus for your organization? Once again, if you think through this logically, it has to be individuals that have access to the portal. And the answer to that question is both customer administrators and content managers can schedule daily focus videos. You simply go to the daily focus menu item, click on it. You allow the process to take place because it's uploading all the videos that you have in the system. So once the daily focus tab opens up, you're going to see exactly how you can schedule a daily focus. What you would do is click on the blue button right at the top of the screen there that says schedule a custom daily focus. All right. You select your video. There it is. And then you identify, do I want to send a notification? Now, this is also a question I often get asked is, how can I notify folks that I've got a new video up ready to go? What you do is you send a notification, and there's 3 different ways you can send that notification. You can send it by an email and text. You can do it text only, or you can do it email only. So decide what's going to work best for your organization. If they're used to getting those emails and text notifications, click on that, and then schedule the selected video. So now I've scheduled this particular video for the day that I did this, If I want to select a video and do it in the future, I can do it by going through the calendar and identifying the date that I want to do it. Great. Just like this. And again, you walk, so here's where you see what daily focus is being scheduled by Quillo. But say I want to schedule something else. Again, I go to that blue button, I click on it, and I find which video I would like to schedule for this particular day. Once again, I identify, do I want to send a notification? I say yes, I'm going to, this time by text only, and I hit the red button, schedule selected video. And now what you see is that your video is now in front of the Quillo video. So it will supersede the Quillo video. What happens to the Quillo video if your organization schedules a daily focus? Well, the Quillo video will drop to the feed of everybody's phone app, and your video will take precedent as the daily focus. Great. Okay. So the next question. Where do you find the video that has the most views? On this particular question, you're going to actually go to the menu item, which is the dashboard. And the dashboard is fun to take a look at because it gives you a lot of information. And here, if I want to find the video that has the most views, you can go right to the middle of the page where it says top videos. And you can actually sort by different views. And here's the most views. So this actually is identifying which videos and in the order of the views. So that's how you would find that particular piece of information. In addition, there's a lot of other ways that you can sort this data. So I can look at the videos that are only produced by my organization. I can click on that and drop down to, I want to see both Quillo and my videos. Or I can just look at Quillo videos only. However you want to sort it. The one thing I will say, and this does get often asked, if your organization has not yet created a lot of videos, you have to go, because it will default to only my videos. It will default to that. So you've got to go in and you've got to click Quillo and my videos. So please remember to do that because that will give you a total picture. So you can see how the numbers change when I just do that simple switch in terms of how I want to view the data. The other thing that I will mention is you can also sort by different time frames. So if I click on this, I can look at specifically just yesterday, the last 7 days. It always defaults to the last 30 days, the last month, the custom range. And the custom range you can set for whatever you'd like. So for instance, if your organization started on January 1st, you can actually click all the way back to January 1 and set a custom range to see what data, what information can I glean for that time frame or that time period. So click on that, you're on custom range, you apply it, and then your dates will, of course, indicate the data that is shown for that particular range. So lots of information on the dashboard. I am going to scroll down just a little bit to show you just a couple other features. Here you see the most popular viewing times. And this, of course, is for that time frame, Monday through Sunday. How many videos were viewed, the total number, and then the different colors on each of the circles indicates the time frames that those videos were viewed. So you can actually scroll over each of those colors and actually see what number of videos were viewed during that time frame. So again, some helpful information. As you continue down the page, you also start to see views over time, what's taken place. Here you can see we started in April, and you can see the number that actually took place in May and June. You also can see the users over time. So we started in April, and then we added 4 users. And you will see that information and that data for your organization. And then at the bottom of the page, you can actually see each individual that is a user on Quillo. This is the top viewers. And if I click on the views, it will sort out the individuals who are viewing the most and how many likes they have. The other key feature I just want to mention is that on any of these particular metrics, you can also download the data. So there are download buttons in each of the top right-hand corners. Feel free to download the information. And I know that we do have some customer administrators who like to analyze that data. So go ahead and do that if you'd like. Well, that's a lot about the dashboard. So we're going to end with our final question. Where do you go to reset a password? Well, the answer to that question is it's not on the dashboard. The answer to that question is that it's not in the portal. It's when you log into the portal. So when you go to the portal, you actually have to go to the bottom of the page, reset your password. Again, sometimes your users are a little confused. They don't quite understand how to reset a password. So you as a customer administrator or content manager can actually reset the password for an individual. So all you need to know is their email address. You type that in, click reset password, and the authorization email will be sent to the individual. The one thing I would say is make sure that you have the correct email in the system. So whenever somebody says, hey, I need help resetting my password, the first thing I always ask them is, do I have the correct email address for you? So just double check that before you do that. Great. Well, those are some of the key questions that I get asked about being a customer administrator, content manager, and using the portal. And I will say, being proficient at using the portal is very important. In addition, you can find how-to videos on our YouTube page. So if you go out to just simply youtube.com, you type in MyQuillo, you're going to find a large queue that will pop up. You click on that, and that will take you to our YouTube channel. When you're on the page, you simply click the playlist. And here, you're going to find 12 just very specific step-by-step videos that will guide you through each of the features that we just simply highlighted today. So once again, as a customer administrator or content manager, these resources are built for you. Please leverage and utilize them, and again, become proficient at using the portal. So now that we've had a chance to go through the portal, let's just talk about a few other key things that you've got to do, and let me share some of the best practices and resources and tools we have available to just keep you successful in using Quillo. You got to think about how are you setting up and introducing Quillo to your organization. So when you first launch, and all of these resources are out at our resources page at myquillo.com. So some of the key resources we have are emails from the Guide for Success that introduces Quillo to your users. Once again, they're there for your use. You can make edits on them because they're in Word documents. Leverage and utilize them. We also have tips for user engagement. Again, this is a one-page read with just creative suggestions on getting staff to sign up, as well as encouraging usage. And then we also have on our YouTube channel another video called What to Expect video. Once again, as you're first getting started, you may want to use this video to introduce Quillo to your organization. You also have to think a little bit about what videos are we going to create? And to do that, we have lots of resources for you. Once again, on our resources page at myquillo.com/resources, you're going to find video script templates. These again show you very quickly the type of scripts that you can use for your own video creation. We also have a video planning template. This takes you through the entire year, January through December. We've given you some key dates that maybe you want to do a very nice or creative video on, and use that video planning template to think in advance on what videos you need to create and what team of people you have to put together in order to make that happen. And then I would say probably one of our best resources when you talk about creating videos is really check out our Back to Basics B video, Making Videos One-on-One. Rebecca and Kisa did a great job of explaining some of the key tips that you'll need to know in order to be creative in making your own videos. And finally, the last thing you want to kind of think through before you really get launched with Quillo is how are you going to build engagement and leverage leadership as you continue down this journey? One of the key things I think that we've learned along our path is you have to have leaders that are going to model it and use it. If your leadership is not using it, talking about it, it probably is not going to continue to be successful in the organization. So make sure your leadership is signed up, ready to go. They have access to everything. They're on teams to help you create videos, because one of the key things is that you're talking about the videos that everybody watches and that you're encouraging team members to do the same. One of the great features is that we talk about videos that are called Learn Together. Those videos really have a sense of, you can have your direct support professionals sit down with clients and talk with them about that particular video. So leverage that and allow those type of conversations to take place in the organization. And finally, pull teams together to share ideas in order to be creative on how to create the videos. I think that's one of the key things that you really want to do. So hopefully these are some of the best practices that we've learned, that we've shared with you now, that will help you be successful. So there are a number of resources and tips that we have available for you, so don't hesitate to go out to the resources page, take advantage of what we have available for you. Most importantly though, what it takes is a creative, committed team. And I think that's the one thing we've learned the most, is that if you just say, hey, we're going to roll out Quillo, it's going to be part of our organization, and oh, by the way, you're going to be the person to roll this out. It's more fun when you have a number of people working with you. So find your team of Quillo champions. Those could be folks from your leadership team, your supervisory groups, people who will have the roles of your customer administrator and your content manager, as well as those direct support professionals who really want to be part of the fun of getting Quillo in your organization. As always, keep in mind that not only do you have your team in the organization, there's also a team behind you in the Quillo team, because we're here to help you utilize Quillo effectively in your organization. So don't ever hesitate to contact us if you have any questions or need assistance. Well, thank you very much for your time today. I hope that giving you some Portal IQ makes you the best customer administrator or content person you can be.